she was followed by, in my time, face orders, daily report, and sometimes I don't know for anyone else, but I think we might share that experience of someone in your history who, when you are to call their name, your breath catches, because there is so much invested in that relationship. And I know that is true for everyone sitting here in terms of the headmistresses and teachers who have made a difference in all our lives. It is my pleasure at this time, as we proceed in this commemoration, to invite Reverend Astor Carlyle, school chaplain, to join us today. This school, I have left out a piece. This school, founded on September 21st, 1925, Centenary High School for Girls, has stood tall for 100 remarkable years, shaping lives, lifting voices, and lighting paths. Today, we honor our legacy and look ahead with pride and purpose. Thank you all for joining our celebration as we begin this year-long anniversary celebration of Life More Abundant. I now ask Reverend Astor Carlyle if he would come forward and bring us his wisdom in our opening prayer. Thank you.
Let us pray. Great and wonderful God, how excellent is your name in all the earth. You are the ground and foundation of all things, and in you we live and move and have our being. We praise you for the manifold blessings that you have poured out on the St. Andrew High School for Girls over these 100 years. We praise you for those who you inspired for its founding, and those through whom you have worked to build and sustain its ministry of educational development. We pray your continued blessings upon the administrative, academic, and ancillary staff, your grace upon parents and students, your insight upon the board of management and various auxiliary groups, and your spirit of goodwill upon all who contribute to its operations. O God, hallow this gathering with your presence, since we can do nothing of eternal worth without you. And as we navigate the days and years ahead, inspire us to be ambassadors of your life more abundant, so that through our living and our giving, your kingdom will come, and your will indeed be done on earth as it is in heaven. We pray through Jesus Christ our Lord. Amen.
Thank you, Reverend Carlyle. I continue to think of the memories that are floating in the space through the minds of everyone in this room. I want to acknowledge each and every one of you for being present, and to remind us that we represent all who could not be here today. It's my pleasure now to invite Mrs. Maxine Henry Wilson, Trailblazer, Chairman of the St. Andrew High School Foundation and Centenary Chair, to the lectern to do the official welcome and also to introduce our patrons. Mrs. Henry Wilson.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. When I woke up this morning, I saw a WhatsApp from a friend of mine who said, it's a big deal because it's a big day. And I believe that. As we mark what is a remarkable 100-year milestone, we are especially pleased to welcome a number of guests whose presence add to the significance of this moment. First, I'd like to introduce our patron, who you will hear from in a few minutes. I'd also like to introduce our representative, but also a family coming from a family of stalwarts from St. Andrew High School, Julian Robinson, Custos Rotalorum Emeritus, Mr. Radcliffe Walters, who is also here supporting his wife, our Board of Management Chairman, Mr. Radley Reed, Mr. Otis Brown, who is Regional Director for Region 1, representing the Ministry of Skill, Youth and Information, our Principal, Mrs. Kiva Ingram, our Vice Principals, I think I see both of them there, yes, Mrs. Abigail James and Miss Sherilia Borsing, the founders, the representative of the founders of our school, Reverend Norbert Stevens, and I thought I saw Reverend Mullins, yeah? Or has he? Yes, there is Reverend Mullins. I also would like to welcome the Chairman of the National Education Council, Dr. Herbert Gale, representing the JTA. I don't think I've seen him, yes, Mr. Malav, not yet. And from our junior partner, the prep school, we have both the chairman, Mr. Patrick Sterling, and the principal, Dr. Carol Blanchard. And that school will be celebrating 95 years on the 16th of September. We're a little older than they are. But already Mrs. Dr. Blanchard has told me of the wonderful arrangements that they're making for their celebration. So look out for that. To our past principal, who we hold in such high esteem, Mrs. Reed and her husband, thanks for being with us. I must tell you, when you are a St. Andrew old girl and you're coming to a function like this, you make sure you are proper in both your language and your decorum, because the teachers are here and they'll be disappointed if you do anything that is out of the ordinary. To our past vice principals, Mrs. Tyson, Mrs. Yvette Booth Smith, an old girl herself, Mrs. Georgia Roper, and Mrs. Bowes, and to our librarian, who is an institution in herself, Mrs. Nadine Marriott. Welcome, Mrs. Marriott. I'd like to especially welcome the Lake family. There's a whole row of them here, and you'll hear later about this wonderful gift that they have to give to the school. And to Mr. Brando Hayden, I'm sure I saw, yes, another representative of that family that has held this school in such high esteem. To Rachel Greenland, is she here, from Grace Kennedy, welcome. And a special alumna, Miss Marjorie Taylor. Miss Marjorie Wiley. She's going to entertain us today. She's a real part of the legacy. To the Centenary ambassadors, please let's stand and let us see you. What we have done, we have selected past students who represent special sectors, and they are going to be our voices during this period. This is just a small representation of them, and it shows what a wide cross-section of achievers the school has. To our members of staff, thank you, who are here. Boy, you have been working so hard with us. Thank you very much for being here. To our students, they have also, a lot of this is their production, right? And they were here until quite late, and charming, hardworking, goal-focused, always dressed to the nines. To her fellow parishioners, she's described as a very successful and hardworking businesswoman who has never forgotten her roots or her journey of upward mobility, and who remains humble, approachable, caring, a community builder, and a real nation builder. If you go on Google and search for Norma Walters, a headline screams at you, a woman of firsts. First female custos of St. Anne, first regional director of the Tourism Product Development Company, and it goes on. All of the above are just some of the descriptors of Norma Walters. Known to her schoolmates as Norma Roden, our patron is a very proud graduate of this institution, where she spent 7 years of her adolescent and teenage years. It would not be an overstatement to declare that she reflects the essence of the life more abundant, which is promised to every girl who attends this institution. She credits her father with the vision, as she said he embraced in action the mantra of the late Nelson Mandela: education is the only way out of intergenerational poverty for descendants of slaves. With the passing of her mom at a very early age, she says her father was unrelenting in his commitment to ensure that his two daughters were the beneficiaries of academic excellence, which would also provide them with empowering character development and critical and analytical thinking skills. He felt assured that they would receive this from the St. Andrew High School experience. Norma refers to the holistic nature of her education. She has actually produced some of her report cards from then, which speaks about her as pleasant, active, working steadily, but which was also not afraid to highlight some of her deficits. She notes that the teachers were never interested or hesitant, were never hesitant to ensure that she was on the right path and that the direction of travel was in the right direction, always achieving excellence. She credits St. Andrew High School with inspiring her with determination to give back to the society, and the leadership skills which she acquired, the sense of fulfillment which made her invest almost every day of her adult life in helping to create strong, supportive community. Indeed, as noted in her public biography, her focus is on issues that create opportunities for justice, peace, and fair play. Norma is one of the trailblazers of our school, as we recognize her contribution to the nation. She holds her dear husband, children, and her entire family in highest esteem, even as she emulates that life more abundant. It's my distinct pleasure to welcome Custos Rotalorum Emerita, Norma Roden.
Maxine, that introduction might be longer than my own remarks. Master of Ceremonies, Miss Elaine Wheat, Mr. Radley Reed, Chairman of the Board of Management, and other members of the Board of Management, Mrs. Kiva Ingram, Principal, Mrs. Maxine Henry Wilson, Chairman of the Centenary Committee, the Reverend Astor Carlyle, and other ministers of religion in the audience. Mr. Otis Reed, representing the Minister of Education, Youth and Information, the Most Honorable Lady Hall, past Principal, Mrs. Sharon Reed, and Mr. Reed, past Vice Principals, Mr. Michael Lake, Mr. Julian Robinson, Miss Kanisola Olowo Yeye. Is that correct? Olowo Yeye. Other participants on the program, the Honorable Ratcliffe Walters, other custodians, teachers, parents, students, other staff members, specially invited guests, old girls, members of the media foundation, members, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, all. A very good morning to you. I am truly humbled to serve as patron for these historic centenary celebrations. I speak today to share the power of the stories that connect us across generations. My story began right here, within these very corridors that have nurtured extraordinary women for over 100 years. It is my pleasure, therefore, to accept publicly for the first time this signal honor. I claim it through the heart of a shy 10-year-old girl admitted in January 1960 to this St. Andrew High School for girls. That little girl who had embarked on a journey that would shape not only her character, but her entire life purpose. I claim the privilege also to be named through the soul and the indomitable spirit of that teenager who had in 1967 traversed this very platform at our school's leaving ceremony. That little girl was me. Yes, without doubt, the St. Andrew High School for Girls incubates young hearts and minds and nurtures our potential. Today I return transformed, therefore, empowered indeed, ready to give back to those fundamental years. I can truly attest that despite my reserved nature, I had listened keenly, and having felt valued over the years, I felt supported, seen, and heard. A young girl was transformed into a confident woman. I recall with deep respect the nurturing role played by our teachers. The Miss Mary Dawson, our principal, encouraged us to reach beyond our comfort zones. Her motto, "Hitch your wagon to a star," was a constant exhortation at our gatherings in the morning, our assemblies. It was a life philosophy that guided my own decisions for many, many larger-than-life experiences. Then there was the visionary, Miss Pauline Christie. In preparing my application to the University of the West Indies, she opened a door to my future. That act of faith led to my bachelor's degree in economics and history in 1971, marking the true beginning of my journey in public service. After marriage to the handsome Ratcliffe in 1975, and to grow my own family, I relocated to the rural parish of St. Anne. Here it was that I got multiple opportunities to leverage my excellent education at the St. Andrew High School for Girls and further consolidate and apply the core principles instilled: the reverence for God, the respect for humanity, the love of learning, discipline, teamwork, all my guiding compasses. The journey led to pioneering roles as been named by Maxine, Mrs. Henry Wilson, the representative of the Governor General in the parish, heading the Jamaica Cancer Society, in fact, co-finding it, establishing it with my husband Ratcliffe. The St. Anne Chamber of Commerce as president, and the St. Anne Cooperative Credit Union, now the first regional cooperative credit union, to name a few. Each role providing a powerful opportunity to make an awesome difference, for which we were eminently prepared by this very institution. I now speak to the young women in the audience. Although the world awaiting you today is vastly different from the one I entered in 1971, the core values that will carry you forward remain relatively unchanged. You are empowered not just to achieve your own greatness, but to use that greatness in service of others. That's the St. Andrew way. That was the path to excellence, the path that was paired with purpose, achievement coupled with compassion. Please be inspired by my humble journey, one demonstrating that a quiet girl can become a voice for change, that the student once needing encouragement can become the leader who encourages others. So be bold in your dreams, be curious about the world around you, be resilient when challenges arise, then being conscious that the world needs your unique offerings, so to hitch your wagon to that star. So embark on the journey to find your authentic voice. Again, I pledge my continued commitment to transformational service, to mentorship, to public advocacy, and to the championing of social justice, and to seek equality and equity for all citizens. As we celebrate 100 years of excellence, may the St. Andrew High School for Girls continue to shape extraordinary leaders for the next 100 years. Madam Chair, congratulations to the awesome committee. With the deepest gratitude and I wish you every best wish for the successful execution of a truly productive, enjoyable, and memorable celebration. God bless you. It's my pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Madam. Honorable Norma L. Walters, CDJP Custos Rotularium Emerita St. Anne, and our patron for these wonderful events. Thank you. And now it's my pleasure to invite the representative bringing the message from the Minister of Education, Youth, Skill and Information. I'd like to invite Mr. Otis Brown, Regional Director for Region 1, Kingston and St. Andrew, Ministry of Education, Skill, Youth and Information.
Master of Ceremonies, Miss Elaine Wint, Mr. Radley Reed, Chairman of the Board of Management, St. Andrew High School for Girls, Mrs. Maxine Henry Wilson, Centenary Celebrations Committee, a chairperson, to today's the patron, Honorable Norma L. Walters, CD, JP, Mrs. Kiva Ingram, principal of this great institution, the head girl, Miss Canyon Sola, Oloyei, other distinguished ladies and gentlemen here, I bid you good morning. Good morning, everyone. Please allow me to uphold the protocol that has already been established. It's Mr. Julian Robinson in the front here, and Mrs. Reed, if I ever begin to call names, a long list of people who mean a lot to us in Jamaica, everybody, and a number of you who have done a lot for St. Andrew High School here for girls. I bring to you this morning the message from Senator Dr. the Honorable Dana Morris Dixon, who is the Minister of Education, Skills, Youth, and Information. It is with immense joy and pride that I extend heartfelt congratulations to St. Andrew High School for Girls on your 100th anniversary. You're celebrating this under the very powerful theme, honoring the legacy, inspiring our future. 100 years of steadfast commitment to excellence is no small feat. This extraordinary milestone is a testament to the strength of your vision, the power of your Christian foundation, and the indelible mark you continue to make on the Jamaican society. Rooted in the values of the Presbyterian and Wesleyan Methodist Church, St. Andrew has championed the fourfold development of young women, shaping healthy bodies, disciplined minds, resilient spirits, and strong community leaders, one of whom is your patron on display this morning. Your students are a shining reflection of what it means to live a life of abundance, excelling academically, standing tall in leadership, and embodying the values that our nation so dearly needs. They are prepared not just for success, but for significance. I commend the school's leadership, past and present, for your enduring guidance, and the Centenary Committee for curating what promises to be an unforgettable celebration. May the legacy of this great institution continue to blossom, and may the next century be even more impactful. And please allow me to pause, ladies and gentlemen, to mention here what we are witnessing this morning at St. Andrew High School for Girls. The very moment you drive onto this compound or walk onto the property, you can tell what is happening where school is concerned. I have served as an education inspector in Jamaica, and once I go to a school gate, it is very difficult not to wear the school inspector's hat. And once you drive onto the compound, you can see that something is happening. The cleanliness alone tells you that something is happening on this compound. And then because I pass here quite often, I can tell that it is not pretense. You did not stay here until 3 o'clock this morning to clean up the place and look good for what is happening here today. It is a normalized behavior at this institution. And I close this part of it by saying, this is the power of strong leadership. And I want to go further to say it is the power of effective succession planning, because all the leaders of this institution, past and present, have been able to maintain this solid, powerful tradition. Well done, St. Andrew High School for Girls. No, man, that is lackluster. Do it better than that. And when I speak this way, I'm speaking from my heart. And if I did not mean it to God who is above looking down at me, I would not have said it this morning. Yes, I really love what I'm seeing. As you honor your past and chart a bold course for the future, know that the Ministry of Education, Skills, Youth and Information stands proudly beside you. And I know in the months to come, Mrs. Ingram is going to take me upon this statement. Yes. Congratulations. And may God continue to richly bless St. Andrew High School for Girls. Heaven bless you.
Thank you so much, Otis Brown. Thank you for your kind words, for your inspiration, and for your acknowledgement, sir. We truly appreciate you. At this time, friends, we invite you to direct your attention to the screens on either side as we are going to welcome greetings from a distinguished alumna speaking on behalf of the St. Andrew All Girls Association, a powerful network of women whose unwavering support for the school and its students has remained steadfast since that association's inception in 1931. Representing alumni across the globe, please join me virtually in welcoming Mrs. Diana Flynn, President, Florida Chapter, as she now brings greetings on behalf of our very proud All Girls community.
I'm Diana Shaw Flynn, class of 1985, and I bring you a message from the chapter president. As president of the South Florida chapter of the St. Andrew High School All Girls Association, I am thrilled, along with my fellow chapter presidents, to celebrate the 100th anniversary of our beloved alma mater. Since its founding in 1931, the association has played a vital role in supporting our school and its students. Our legacy of service is rich, from mentorship, the Big Sister program, to providing scholarships, welfare support, leadership development, and even infrastructure projects, the Old Girls Association has stood as a pillar of strength and continuity. As Old Girls have migrated, the association has grown to include 6 chapters across 3 countries: New York, Florida, Washington, D.C., and Georgia in the United States, and in the UK, and most recently, a chapter in Canada. Old Girls making a global impact while building a local legacy. We as chapters have extended the mission and work of the association, fundraising, networking, and contributing to the specific or general projects and needs as advised by the school and the association. As we approach this historic 100-year milestone, we invite Old Girls of all ages and from every corner of the world to get involved. You can make an impact by joining or starting a chapter and donating time or resources, or attending one of our centennial celebrations, or simply lifting the school up in prayer. We need you. Let's honor the past, celebrate the present, and secure the future. Here's to 100 years of St. Andrew High School for Girls, and a century of strong women rising and achieving life more abundant.
Want to catch a bit of that exuberance and spread it through the entire year of our anniversary. No centenary celebration would be truly meaningful, ladies and gentlemen, without hearing from the heart of our school. It is now my honor to invite our principal and graduate of this school, the second alumna to be principal, the steward of our legacy, and leader of our continued excellence, to reflect on 100 years of empowering young women at St. Andrew High School for Girls. Please make welcome Principal Mrs. Kiva Ingram.
Good morning, everyone. I'm so happy that the protocols have been observed. All protocols observed. I am so happy to have you all here. Very special people this morning to celebrate with us. It is both an honor and privilege to stand before you today as we mark an extraordinary milestone. 100 years of St. Andrew High School for Girls. As an old girl, I stand with great pride in commemorating a century of God's abundance, a century of excellence, a century of empowering young women to live life more abundant. In 1925, members of the Centenary Synod of the Presbyterian Church in Jamaica, in collaboration with the Wesleyan Synod, envisioned a meaningful way to mark their anniversary. They founded a school. That school, originally named the Jamaica High School for Girls, opened its doors to 21 students, 10 day girls and 11 boarders. In 1929, it was renamed St. Andrew High School for Girls, a name that would grow to represent generations of excellence, service, and transformation. One can only imagine what was in the hearts and minds of our founders on that first day, September 21, 1925. Could they have imagined that their modest venture would grow to over 1,400 students a century later? Did Miss Janet Gartshaw, as she sat in that building on that first night, say to herself, or did she ever dream that this school would shape many doctors, nurses, educators, scientists, artists, politicians, ambassadors, and global leaders? I would like to think that she hoped for it. Even if she couldn't fully envision it, because this school was always more than classrooms and chalkboards. It was a movement rooted in purpose and grounded in faith, driven by unshakable belief in the potential of young women. That vision has been echoed by every principal who followed. Margaret Gartshaw, Mary Dawson, Faye Saunders, Joan Reeder, Dana Ripoll, and Sharon Reed. Each one adding to the physical, academic, social, and spiritual foundation of our school. From a single dwelling house to the Janet Gartshaw Administrative Block, the campus has grown to include the Doris Stockhausen main classroom building, the Mary Dawson Science Block, the Margaret Gartshaw Hall, which we're currently in, the Founders Memorial Library, the Mary Dawson Swimming Pool, the Ashmead Darlington Classroom Block, science laboratories, a canteen with covered seating, the Audiovisual Center, the Faye Saunders Counseling Center, the M. Joan Reeder Vocational Block, the sixth floor atop the Science Block, Cecilia Park, the Garden Theatre, the Daily Ripoll Complex, the Emory James Museum, the Maureen Chang Wing for the staff, and recently, our student housing facility. This is the fruit of vision and teamwork. The development of our school's facilities over the years has been made possible by a deep commitment of family, teachers, students, parents, all girls, and friends, all working hand in hand. St. Andrew High School has also maintained an unwavering academic excellence. Our students continue to perform exceptionally well in the CXC, CSEC, and CAPE examinations. Over the years, we have earned more than 24 Jamaica scholarships, 7 Centenary scholarships, 10 independent scholarships, and numerous awards both locally and internationally from both local and international universities. Our curriculum has evolved over the decades to meet the changing needs of our society, introducing entrepreneurship, culinary arts, theatre arts, visual arts, and technical drawing. We prepare our students not to just pass exams, but to thrive in life. In 2013, under the leadership of Principal Sharon Reed, we entered a new era of technology integration with the launch of our Bring Your Own Device initiative. Little did we know that visionary step would prepare us for the challenges of COVID-19. Because of the infrastructure laid then, we transitioned seamlessly to online learning. Yes. Now, we are moving boldly into a digitized teaching and learning environment, empowering our digital learners with the tools that they need to succeed, preparing our students for the future that is already here. We don't just educate the mind, we develop the whole person. Our commitment to holistic development is reflected in our 43 co-curricular activities, from music, drama, debating to ISAF, Red Cross, Interact, and 9 sporting disciplines. Our students can choose from a wide variety of activities designed to develop their leadership and interpersonal skills. Every student from grades 7 to 13 participates in a community service program, instilling in them the importance of giving back to society. A St. Andrew High School student is not just academically strong. She's physically confident, emotionally grounded, spiritually centered, and socially aware. She is living out our vision. Our vision. Our students will stand out as leaders in the society, maintaining a tradition of excellence by maximizing their academic potential, whilst being socially aware, digital, and involved citizens with strong Christian values and moral principles, contributing positively to the strengthening of the nation and the world. St. Andrew High School for Girls will be an international model of education, successfully providing a culture of discipline, morality, compassion, and achievement for young women in Jamaica. As I reflect on these 100 years, we honor the legacy of those who have laid a strong and enduring foundation, one that continues to inspire us as we build a future and carry forward the vision of living life more abundant. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, Kiva Ingram. And while our principal spoke, my mind, just as I know it is doing to everybody today, the reflections, correct? I felt inspired to ask you in this moment, it's not on the program, but I feel inspired to ask you, in the memory of all those principals and students and teachers who have created such a noteworthy, significant, lasting tradition, I'm going to invite us all to stand for 1 minute silence in memory of all of those contributors and of all of those friends who we attended school with who are no longer in the body to be with us. Let us remember them now. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. That's one of the things that I love about this school, because it's impossible to be present here without recognizing the power of spirit in our lives, in our tradition, as part of the inspiration. And sometimes we must stop, not just to acknowledge, but to honor the glory of our spirit. Thank you. So now it would be impossible to have this wonderful occasion without having some of our team members who are actually here at school to celebrate with us. So I'm now really excited about introducing a musical item, He Lives in You, by the St. Andrew High School Choir. They are the JCDC Parish Gold Winner Awardees for 2025. The arrangement of the song is by Aliyah Carr, grade 13 student, and they are directed by Philip DeCosta. Please welcome them. Yes, sir. An MC without a microphone has no power. Thank you, students of St. Andrew High. Indeed, he lives in you. Very happy at this time now to introduce the chairman of the Board of Management, Mr. Radley Reed. As we honor 100 years of excellence, it is equally important now to look ahead. As chairman of the Board of Management of St. Andrew High School for Girls, he now brings for us the vision and legacy plans that will shape the next century of our beloved institution. Mr. Reed has served 19 years on the Board of Management of our school. We're truly grateful to him. Please make him welcome.
Distinguished guests, members of the media, alumni, staff, parents, students, friends of St. Andrew High School, well-wishers everywhere. What a joy it is and a privilege to greet you today as we formally launch the celebrations for the 100th anniversary of our beloved school, St. Andrew High School for Girls. As we move towards our centenary, we do so with gratitude for the legacy we have inherited and with the resolve to strengthen that legacy for generations to come. Today, I am honored to present 5 of the 6 centenary legacy projects, a set of 5 strategic initiatives designed not only to commemorate 100 years of excellence, but certainly to ensure that the next 100 years are even more impactful. Let me walk you through these inspiring projects. Our first legacy project is about the future of education. We are embarking on a major initiative to further digitize teaching and learning, a process which started a few years ago. Equipping our classrooms, laboratories, students and faculty with the tools and infrastructure necessary to thrive in this digital age. This includes expanding access to smart boards, projectors, tablets, computers, learning and teaching software, and high-speed internet across the entire campus. But it is not about honoring our past only. We will be digitizing over 100 years of school records, including yearbooks, photographs, students' records and achievements, and administrative archives, preserving our rich history and making it accessible to generations of St. Andrew girls and others to come. This project will ensure that technology becomes not a privilege, but a standard across our school community. As all of us in Jamaica know, the intensity of heat in recent years has a major concern. Climate change is real, and it is already affecting how we teach and learn. Classrooms become unbearably hot. Focus wanes. Health is affected. Teachers struggle to deliver, and students find it difficult to absorb, think, and use the content appropriately. This is why we are committed to the solarization of classrooms for air conditioning, making use of renewable energy to create comfortable, climate-friendly, and cost-efficient learning spaces. It's about adapting to our times, protecting the health of our community, and aligning with our responsibility to be good stewards of the earth. And now we come to the third major project. Our next bold project is the transformation of the Garden Theatre, which holds so many memories: prize givings, dramatic productions, concerts, worship, celebrations, and farewell. But it is a very beautiful space created in the time of our principal, Mrs. Reed, and it is woefully underutilized because of the exposure to the weather. We plan to cover the garden theatre, creating a functional, covered, open airspace that can seat up to 2,500 persons. This will allow us to host school-wide events, alumni functions, and even external events for income generation. Something the current assembly hall, which only accommodates about 400 students out of the 1,500 simply cannot do. This certainly is a project that marries utility with vision, allowing us to dream bigger, host better, and generate sustainable resources for our school. The fourth project speaks to pride and identity. The gates of our school are more than entrances. They are thresholds of transformation. Yet, the two main entrances to our school on Cecilia Avenue and Hope Road no longer reflect the elegance, dignity, and excellence of this institution. We propose to reconstruct and beautify both entrances, creating secure, welcoming, and symbolic gateways that truly reflects the grace and the strength of St. Andrew High School. It is about honoring our heritage with beauty and order and creating a physical first impression that matches the inner spirit of our school. And finally, we come to a deeply practical need. Our students, gifted, active, involved, participate in wide-range educational field trips, sports competitions, outreach programs, and spiritual events. But too often, we are limited by the lack of safe and reliable transportation, not to mention the cost. We are committed to purchasing a school bus, a modern multi-use vehicle that will expand opportunities for learning, service, and representation. It will serve not only the academic and co-curricular needs of our students, but our ethos of community involvement and outreach. This certainly is not a luxury. It is a necessity. Friends, these 5 legacy projects are simply not a wish list. They are the outcome of thoughtful planning, urgent needs, and a desire to leave a lasting mark on the second century of Centenary High School for girls. But certainly, we cannot do it alone. We are inviting all who love the school, past students, past and current families, corporate partners, civic leaders, and the wider Jamaican and international community to be a part of this legacy. Perhaps your hearts beat for digital innovation for education. Perhaps you are deeply interested in the environment. Perhaps you remember your performances, whether on the Garden Theatre stage or the stage here in this hall. Perhaps you are passionate about beautiful public spaces or student empowerment through mobility. Whatever is your passion, there is a legacy project for you. We ask you to give generously, consistently, and with pride. Give not only in dollars, but also give in influence, open doors, make connections, spread the word. 100 years of St. Andrew High has already changed thousands of lives. Who knows? Perhaps yours and your loved ones. Together, let us ensure that the next 100 years will bless thousands more. So, as we celebrate this great milestone, we do not look backwards, but we must look forward, standing proudly on the shoulders of those who came before us, while building a platform for those who are yet to come. So, this morning I exhort you to be bold. Let us be generous. Let us be visionary. Let us build a legacy. Let us make life abundant for those to come, worthy of St. Andrew High School for girls. Thank you, and may God continue to bless our school, our students, and all who support her vision and her mission.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm excited. I am really excited. So I'm going to cause a little trouble that's not in the planning, because as Mr. Reed, as you were talking, you know, I said to myself, I'm going to poll the room. So which of these projects captured you, made you feel, yes, I can do that? So right away, you know, I love the performing arts. I'm into events. So I am committing, you know, what $10,000 by the end of July towards the Garden Theatre. That's what I can do, right? Now, so let me ask, can you put back up the list? How many of you were moved by the digitization? Put up your hands. You don't have to say how much, but digitization called you. Put it up, man. All right. How many of you were excited about the prospects of solarization and cool classrooms? Can I see the hands? I mean, this is not it. This is it. Not so. So. Right, Garden Theatre. Thank you. I see Nadine's hand up right away under me now. All right. The entrances. I was so inspired by that language, sir. Thresholds of transformation. I had to write it down. Gateways to reflect grace and strength of St. Andrew High School as we continue towards excellence run by dignity and inspiration. So, what about the entrances? How many people in here are moved by that? Thank you. Last but not least, the school bus. Yes, 2 hands gone up. Now, please figure out when you can do it, how much you have, and just remember your commitment today. And I'm going to ask Mr. Reed to ensure that you have, and Kiva, you have some positions all through the school. Nobody should be able to drive in without seeing a donation box, you know, wherever it is, so that you are reminded at all times that contribution is welcome. Thank you, sir. So now it's time for us to hear more about this anniversary and what it is that we are committed to for events. At this time then, it is my pleasure to invite the chair of the Centenary Planning Committee, who will be sharing with us the exciting slate of events planned to celebrate our historic 100th anniversary. An outstanding old girl and trailblazer, member of the Board of Management, Mrs. Henry Wilson. She and I stepped onto these hallowed grounds in 1963.
No. Why you do that?
What you say? You don't want to tell him, eh? no.
That's no secret. It's all right. It's all right.
How you mean it's all right?
You know, she asked me, I didn't know it was for this. She said, when we came here again? Yes, Elaine, long time, yes. But I must tell you, this morning I came quite early, you know? And I watched the girls, and I felt a sense of longing, you know? I watched them, and I said, that was me at some point in time. And I can't tell you how much I love this school for what it has done for me. Thank you. Okay, so... Mr. Chairman, you usually remember these things, you know. Remember, it is 100 million for 100 years. Okay. So that is our target. And all the people who put up their hands, we are going to pass around what you call it when you go to church and yeah. Yes. See, the two vice principals have something right there. Yes. I learned from the Honorable Danny Williams, never let a fundraising occasion pass without raising funds, right? So we really look forward to you participating in the 100 That's the lowest figure, 100 million, right? And you would have noticed that throughout the presentations, we have emphasized the importance, a recurring theme is that of a school community. A school community. Because St. Andrew High School and all that it has achieved is only possible, it's like a quilt that is woven by all the stakeholders, and they're all represented here this morning. We have a very vibrant PTA, the Old Girls Association, which boasts and carries the legacy and the culture cemented by that promise of life more abundant. The foundation, our mandate is to raise funds to improve the school. Very simple. Raise funds to improve the school. And of course, without the students and the staff, they are the purpose for which we are here. So our celebrations could do nothing less than reflect all of those stakeholders in what we're going to be doing. I don't know how, I hope many of you saw the girls marching around. They said there are two things that St. Andrew High School girls do. Make a lot of noise, talk a lot, right, Mrs. Reed? And also, they eat a lot. Every board meeting we go to, the representatives tell us about what is wrong with the canteen, and they need some more food, and food is not enough. So we talk a lot, but we also work very hard. So you saw that really spectacular march by the girls, and they were all so excited. At the end of it, they did that hashtag 100 SAHs, if you haven't seen it yet. So that really marked the launch. That was 100 days to 100 years. So that was the launch, and today we are at 87 days to 100 years as we count down. Our actual birthday is on Sunday, September 21. And it will be marked by what we know best at St. Andrew, to give thanks. So we're having a Thanksgiving service, which will be led, the celebrants will be drawn from our founding denominations of the school, the Methodist, the Wesleyan United Church. The day before that, though, we are going to have a little fun. The Old Girls Association has determined that we need to have a long time gal we never see you, a fete, right? Because we anticipate that several of our overseas alumni will be coming in, and we want to see each other and talk with each other before we actually get to the 21st. So on the 20th, we will be having a fete hosted by the Old Girls Association. We're not sure where yet, but I can promise you it will be spectacular. Following the commemoration service, we will be having a brunch titled A Garden Affair, and the affair will be exotic as its name. It will be right here on the hockey field, and it will be a day again for fellowship, for remembrance, but also for us to raise some of the $100 million funds, because each of the stakeholders has been given a target that they must reach. And that will be a PTA function, sponsored by the PTA and the school. Now, our enterprise here is about education in the broadest sense. And so it would be remiss of us if during these celebrations we did not just reflect, but plan for the future. So we're going to be having an education conference titled Empowering Futures, Transitioning to the 21st Century in Teaching and Learning. The date for that will be March the 9th. We will be having it here, but it will be streamed internationally. And we're going to look at how did we get to where we are, because there are many lessons that we can teach others and that we have learned, and we have to build on that as well. And we're also going to look at now the next 100 years, including the digitization and all the other more 21st century ways of teaching and learning. It will allow us to advance the discussion that we have had here this morning in terms of digitization, but also to look at an implementation plan. Homecoming will be the high point, one high point, of our celebration. It will be from the 14th to the 17th. Every single old girl must form a WhatsApp year group, and you must make sure that you are represented during that homecoming period. In addition, you also should identify a project which you are going to support. And there are several WhatsApp old girl groups that have started that, even made contributions already. So if you haven't started, you're running late, but we expect you to pick up and make sure that you are here for homecoming. The homecoming will include several events: an intergenerational hockey match, cocktails, days when we will be doing tours of the school. If you haven't been to the school recently, you must see the changes that have taken place. Certainly since 1963, right, Elaine? And then, of course, we close the week with a grand gala. Any of you who came to the grand gala on the 19th, it will be even more impressive than it was then. It will be grander if that's possible. And we expect also to present our trailblazers. Trailblazers are graduates of the school who have performed excellently, been outstanding in their particular field of study or of work. So we have 50 trailblazers that we are going to be naming in the course of this year, and they will be presented with their little memento from the 100th centenary celebrations on that night. We are also going to be presenting what we call a legacy award. Somebody who throughout the life of their being a past student have supported continuously the work of the school. So those two are the highlights of that evening. Throughout the year, however, there will be several events which would normally be regular calendar activities from our stakeholders. We have our Gartshore competition. Anybody here remembers Gartshore Cup? How could you forget it? When the houses all showcase the craft, food, and other kinds of products from our students. And then there's an evening of culture, which is going to be organized by the PTA. That's one of two events by the PTA. The other will be a walk, a 5K, and 10K runs on March 15th. Remember, everybody has a target that they have to meet for their fundraising, so this will be a part of it. And then, a favorite of the girls, Andrew's Idol, you know, American Idol. Well, this is a kind of takeoff of it, but it's actually better than American Idol. There will be two carol services, one by the Old Girls Association and another by the school itself. They'll be in November and December. So, we expect you to participate, not just by giving, but by being present, because your presence is a vindication of the work that we are doing. We are honoring our past, but we are also inspiring the future. So join us.
Thank you, Madam Chair of the Centenary Planning Committee. Well, since me no have no shame, I am committing that I will be here for the Sunday, November 2nd event. You know why? I was born on the 2nd of November. And I will be 74 this year. I'm happy, I'm excited, I'm delighted, and me no have no shame. Yes. So dearly beloved ones who are here with us at this time when we look behind but more look forward, where we continue to think of ourselves as being blessed and highly favored. I want to now invite a group of persons who I know themselves to be blessed and highly favored because they are the children of who they are the children of. The Lake Family Foundation has done a great thing for this school, and we now want to ask the members of this family if they would join us as we share in the contribution that they have made. Personally, I have been honored to know Loy Lake Sherwood, and I am grateful to be able to ask her family members, while our drummers are queued at this time to begin to get into position for the next entertainment item. So we are happy now to have a presentation from the Lake Family Foundation.
I thank all the eloquent speakers who came before me for recognizing all the proper protocols and all the dignitaries in the room. So, wonderful morning to you all. Lois Lake Sherwood was a proud daughter of St. Andrew High School. She had fond memories of her school days being captain of the hockey team. Lois was born in Kingston to Cecil and Yvette Carby. Her dad was an engineer who worked for the government and enjoyed making furniture for the family home. Yvette, a dressmaker, had a shop in Crossroads where Lois would go after school to assist her mom by sketching the designs of dresses that the customers wanted. Lois had a twin sister, Yvonne, and a younger brother, Wayne. Her dad considered her the oldest as she came out first before her twin, and bestowed upon her the responsibility of being in charge of her sister and younger brother. That required her to establish standards to ensure her siblings were well behaved and kept out of trouble. This was not an easy task, as Yvonne and Wayne were always up to mischief. I believe this role initiated the commencement of her leadership skills. On completion of high school, she left Jamaica for Haiti to study art and pursue her passion for painting. Lois was never one to back down from a challenge. The word can't was never part of her vocabulary, as she was a risk taker and considered herself quite capable of any task she set her mind to accomplish. In one instance, her friends dared her to enter the Miss Pinup beauty competition, which at that time was the equivalent to our current Miss Jamaica. She entered and won. Lois was a wife and mother to 3 children. She was a disciplined saver with ambitious dreams of being an entrepreneur. One day, her husband, Roddy, expressed extreme frustration with his job and shared desires of opening his own business. To his amazement, Lois opened a bank book and showed him how much money she had saved so that their dreams of opening a business could materialize. He was completely shocked that she could have accomplished that with the limited income they collectively earned. Soon after, Grace Furniture Store was established on Orange Street, Kingston, to provide customers with the latest designs in modern furniture. That business sowed the seeds for another venture, Kingston's first and finest antique furniture store located at 20 Hope Road. My parents were equal business partners. They respected and valued each other's opinion and contribution and enjoyed working together. Growing up in this environment exposed us to the process of building a business, the hard work, sacrifice, and dedication required for success. Business continued to expand to include property development, sales, and rentals. In 1985, she fought against much resistance, both locally and overseas, to introduce the first Burger King quick service restaurant in Otrea, St. Anne. The rest, as they say, is history. Lois was fiercely independent, a disciplinarian with a kind and generous heart, an adventurous global traveler with a passion for art. Her message to you today would be, believe in God. Always set goals for yourself. Be ambitious, be respectful, and be determined. Hard work, work hard, and never give up. The Lake family is very happy and extremely proud to make this contribution to St. Andrew High School in her honor. May those creatives who walk through the doors of the Lois Lake Sherwood Creative Arts Center be inspired to achieve greatness. Thank you.
I can continue? Okay. I didn't know Anne was going to be so comprehensive. I would have brought a chair. Well, just a reminder that this is considered a bonus. I think your 100 million is still the target. Okay. Well, again, continuing with the protocols that were mentioned before. I was told repeatedly to bring my glasses, but the last time I saw them, it was in grade 6 at Alvernia Prep. I had put them underneath the table, and I think that's where they still are. Lois Lake Sherwood was born from humble beginnings, but her commitment to her goals enabled her to achieve her dreams of becoming a successful mother and an artist and a businesswoman. She believed that with vision and confidence and perseverance, one can achieve anything. The building that we're supposed to be seeing is surrounded by an arched fenestration, representing accessibility to all opportunities that will be taught within the walls. The exterior arches are pebble dash, representing the rough, inexperienced nature of the students who will first enter the department as unfinished arts of work. In the inner walls, they will be smooth, symbolizing the students' transformation leading to their final graduation, representing by the polished exterior of the building as they leave as masterpieces. We believe the building's simple but receptive form, capped with the polished facade, represents Lois Lake Sherwood's inclusive and vibrant personality. We ask that you respect it and enjoy the building. I think we have going a little ahead of me. Thank you.
Thank you so much, family. Very, very excited for what we have seen presented to us this morning. I'm taking on the challenge. I'm listening very carefully today to all that has been said, because I believe that the words have power and we all have possibility. And so each and every individual in this room today, as they listen to what is being said and how we feel, no matter your age or stage, can recommit in your own life to really achieve the power of being newly ambitious, newly and more respectful, and certainly we all could be more empowered by being more determined. Thank you. So now I am really even more excited, because I know the last time that I saw the performance of this group, I was beyond inspired. I'm about to introduce the St. Andrew High School Drumming Ensemble, and they're going to be performing Cecilia Beats 2.0, which is the presentation that won them the JCDC Parish Gold winner for 2025. So we're very, they're also national finalists for 2025. They are instructed by Ruel Phillips, and they are led by drum captain Eden J. Watson. Ladies and gentlemen, Cecilia Beats 2.0, the St. Andrew High School Drumming Ensemble. Ladies and gentlemen, our drumming ensemble. And I have to acknowledge our national treasure and national icon, Marjorie Wiley. Yes, I did not want her to leave the stage before. Complete surprise, it's not in my script. So, can we hear it again for the drummers? As we continue to celebrate, ladies and gentlemen, I'm very pleased now to express our appreciation, everybody's appreciation, but I have to say I kind of feel very special about introducing this young lady. As a former head girl of St. Andrew High School myself, it is with distinct pleasure that I now ask you to make welcome our current head girl, Miss Canyon Sola Olowoyeye, to now deliver the vote of thanks.
Thank you, Miss Elaine Wint, for that lovely pronunciation. Chairman of the Board of Management, Mr. Radley Reed, Principal, Mrs. Kiva Ingram, Vice Principals, Ms. Sharilia Borsing and Mrs. Abigail James, Chairman of the Foundation and Centenary Committee Chair, Mrs. Maxine Henry Wilson, Member of Parliament, Mr. Julian Robinson, Patron of the Centenary Celebrations, Honorable Norma Waters, President of the Old Girls Association, Mrs. Jelaine Manderson Lumsden, President of the PTA, Mrs. Nicole Robertson Holness, other distinguished guests, members of staff, parents, guardians, and all well-wishers, online or in person, good morning to you all. I would first like to thank God for His unwavering provision, for blessing us with the resources needed to bring this event to fruition, and most of all, for the gift of life itself, allowing us to gather in celebration of this school's special centenary milestone. I would also like to extend heartfelt thanks to the Chairman of the Board of Management, Mr. Radley Reed, for his continued leadership and for being present with us today to share in this milestone celebration. To our chaplain, Reverend Astor Carlisle, I say thank you for graciously leading us in prayer and setting the tone for today's function. I would also like to sincerely thank our principal for her unwavering leadership and dedication to our school's vision. Your guidance has been instrumental in shaping this institution and making today's celebration possible. We are deeply grateful for your presence and support. To our MC, Miss Elaine Wint, thank you for guiding today's program with such elegance and professionalism. Your presence added warmth and distinction to this special occasion. We extend our deepest gratitude to our esteemed patron, the Honorable Norma Waters, for your continued support, dedication, and belief in the vision of our school. Your contribution means so much to our school community. We are truly grateful to have you with us for this centennial celebration. Sincere thanks to our Centenary Chair, Mrs. Maxine Henry Wilson, for her visionary leadership, and to the entire Centenary Committee for their hard work and dedication. Your commitment has been the driving force behind our celebration, and we are deeply grateful for all you have done and will be doing to make it a success. We warmly thank Mr. Otis Brown, Regional Director, for joining us on behalf of the Ministry of Education, Skills, Youth, and Information. Your presence today is a meaningful show of support as we mark this important milestone. We are honored to have you with us. I extend much appreciation to the Lois Lake Sherwood family for their generous contribution to the new Creative Arts Center. This addition has assisted in materializing the vision for our school, and for this we are immensely grateful. I would like to say thank you to our beloved SAHS Choir, Drumming Ensemble, and Miss Marjorie Wiley, whose inspiring performances truly made this celebration unforgettable and filled our hearts with joy. To everyone who contributed to making this Centenary media launch a memory success, we deeply appreciate your valued efforts. This celebration stands as a testament to our collective dedication and teamwork. Thank you all, and may God's abundant blessings continue to be with you.
Thank you so much, Canyon Solar. Really appreciate you. So now as we move to the end of our program, we are going to invite the St. Andrew High School Choir to lead the singing of the school song, Life More Abundant. I would love for you to know that the school song was written over 50 years ago by Mrs. Kathleen Hickling. She was then member of the Board of Governors and the mother of 2 daughters here at St. Andrew High School, a niece and granddaughter who also attended. It was sung officially for the first time in 2015 to a new tune written by Mrs. Jasmine Bailey, Hay, a friend of St. Andrew High. The orchestral arrangement was done by Mr. John Williams, a past parent and noted musician. Ladies and gentlemen, our song, Life More Abundant. The words will be on the screen. Please be seated, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks to our school choir. And just so you know, I think you will see it on your program that the words Mrs. Kathleen W. Hicklin, alumna, music by Marjorie Wiley, alumna, and Jasmine Bailey Hay, and orchestral arrangement by John Williams. Let's have another round of applause for them. So here we are, almost at the close. Happily, with great satisfaction, I'm hoping a lot of inspiration, and also more importantly, or I would suggest most importantly, a great deal of commitment to what each and every one of us can do. As we bring this morning's formal proceedings to close, we want to extend sincere thanks to everyone who has joined us here at the St. Andrew High School for Girls, and to those who tuned in online. Thank you so much. Your presence has helped to make this a truly memorable start to our centenary celebrations. I want to remind members of the media who are with us this morning that interviews will be available immediately following our formal closing. And of course, you know, Jamaican style, St. Andrew High School style, we would never have such an occasion without inviting you to some form of a repast. So for some light refreshment, we invite you to stay. We also invite you to use that opportunity to refresh connections, and as we share together, to look out for more exciting events throughout our 100th anniversary year. Thank you again, ladies and gentlemen. Please enjoy the rest of your day, and more importantly, please continue to live the life more abundant. Thank you all.